So how much of the Seattle film from the last few games do you pay attention to, or are you just more focused on the Russell Wilson stuff from, a bit back?
A little bit of all of it. You can see like personnel because everybody else is the same. Different quarterback, same scheme, but it's a lot of things that that Wilson does that other people just they're not the same guy. So with him, his ability to scramble, extend plays, his arm talent, the way he can throw that deep ball. Those are the things that are a little bit different. Where you watch how their offense goes when he's in there.
There aren't many quarterbacks who don't extend anymore, are there? I mean, there's no pure pocket passers left, are there? Other than maybe Brady.
Yeah, not really, but like some of them do it better than others. So, what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of them are mobile now.
Adrian Darnell was just telling us about how you guys kind of across the whole defense really trusting each other, and that's been a big factor in the success. Did that trust amongst your teammates, did that develop more, in the spring, in training camp? Is it more developed during the games when everything is for real? Like, can you describe for us kind of where that comes from?
I think that's over time. I think it's a combination of all of those things. It's, it's things on the field, off the field, being around each other, knowing how to get to, your teammate, knowing how they think in certain situations. Some of us been together for years. I guess the core, of our, secondary or defense, have been together for a couple years now. And then it's easier to bring someone else in, and because everybody's already speaking the same language, and we just teach this next person and bring them in. So I think over time, I think all of those things, contribute to us, being closer and understanding each other as a unit.
Adrian, as we're sitting here waiting to talk with you, it just came out that Odell's going to the Rams. The past couple of days, how much have you and your teammates been kind of following this, wondering if he might be coming here, and is there any sense of disappointment that he won't be?
Obviously you see it. It's going around. You hear people talking. And then you definitely pay attention to it a little bit, but it's not really like a oh man or anything like that. It's just all right. Next day it wasn't like before that was a possibility. We didn't have confidence in ourselves. We already had that confidence in ourselves to to be great, and we have our same goals that we had. And if he came, our goals would have been the same as that he's not coming. So it's all the same.
Do you guys feel like you fly a bit under the radar? There's all the Aaron Rodgers talk, everything going on, Odell Beckham included. Do you feel like the defense, what you guys have done, at least since week 1, is pulling under the radar a bit around, at least the kind of the nation?
That's fine. That's something that you can't really harp on, because you have to do it the next game. You have to consistently do it. Then at the end of the season, if they're not talking about the defense, then we can say, well, look what we did, type thing. But you can't during the season, week by week. It's no point of sitting here saying, look what we doing, look what we done, because we have to play that next game. And in the NFL, anybody can make you look silly. So we got to come out and show out every game.
Hey, obviously you played with Chris Barnes last year, a little bit in the box, and now this year Devondre comes in. Those two guys together, though, what do you think they're giving your defense? Specifically with some of the nickel, stuff this year, being able to keep two inside backers on the field.
They playing great ball. They're playing fast. They're both moving. They're both fast, and we're getting that, between all of us, that chemistry. You know what I'm saying? And them two together, and then them two with the defensive line. Them two with the secondary, just everybody working together. And as the games go on, it allows everybody to play a little bit faster when you gain that chemistry and everybody understanding what everybody wants to do, how everybody likes to play. And I think game by game we're getting better and better. And I think those two in the middle are a big part of that, and just how they can move and how they are receptive, and how well they communicate.
With Barnes, he came in as an undrafted free agent, wasn't on the initial 53 last year as a rookie. When did y'all kind of sense this was a guy who could really make a major contribution for you, potentially?
I think, when he first came in, he was flashing at camp, and he was flashing early. And, I feel like after his first couple games in there, you know, it was just like, you know, we knew he was a good player, and I feel like he's been balling ever since. You know, a lot of times when you're not a big name or things like that, people overlook things you've done, you know, or just write it off as a fluke or something like that. But I feel as though he's been consistently balling since he got onto the roster.
But, you know, by saying playing fast, those two inside backers playing fast, is it getting to passing lanes quicker, closing down plays in the middle, and just allowing everyone else to kind of just do their thing? I mean, that just seems to, middle of the field used to be a pretty open spot for this against this defense, but that's not the case, it seems anymore.
It's both. Like I said, when we all understand, we understand the concepts, we understand where the holes are in our defense, where we have to get to. You know, I think that's with everybody. They playing fast in the run. We know when they have to be fast in the run and where we got to be a little tighter. We know when they're supposed to drop, and I think we do a great job, you know, as a unit of working out those kinks during the week. You know, where the beaters, and I feel like, you know, coaches give us a good, you know, game plan and show us, you know, great routes and beaters to what we do, and I feel like that helps us come game time. You know, even if it's okay if we mess them up in practice and work on them, but as we get going, and I think everybody is getting better with that, and everybody is starting to, you know, really learn and understand, you know, those things.
Coach Barry got in here, we just heard from last interview, just this is a players-driven defense that you guys, you know, you take it in your own hands, players first. Did Coach Barry, when he got here, did he know that, or is that something he's learned that, you know, sometimes he's got to be hands off, let you guys go, or is he adapted with learning from you guys as the year went on?
I think you know, I think with coaches a lot of times is you gotta go by what kind of unit you have, what kind of guys you have, and you know, if you know you have players that are, you know, have a lot of suggestions that are wrong, you know, I doubt he's gonna listen to them. But a lot of things, when things make sense, I feel like that's good. And I feel like this coaching staff is very good with being receptive, but also sticking to what, you know, what they believe as well. So I think it's a good balance. It's great communication, and we have coaches that we respect and trust in what they do. And I feel like when everybody bought in, and when, you know, certain guys feel like they're being heard, I think that builds that great relationship for us to play well on the field.
Adrian, I understand that each defensive coordinator has his own twist on a style of play, right?
Right.
But there's nobody that understands this style of scheme to the degree that you do, because you played in Fangio's version of it, right? Is that fair to say?
Right.
So how close are you guys to running this, whatever version it is, to the way it's really designed to be run? Because the numbers tell us you guys are doing really well. Do you feel really good about where you guys are in terms of marrying your skill with the way the scheme is designed, and that's why you're getting the results? Or what do you kind of see?
I think the scheme in itself, you know, it depends on the personnel too. It depends on, you know, what kind of guys you got, which you do best. And that's why I say that throughout the way the playbooks are different is, you know, just the way you're handling these types of routes, the way you're handling these formations, what you're calling in different situations. So that's where you know, there's a difference in the styles or the different defenses. So when I was in there with Vic, we were a lot better when we had better players. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, when, you know, last year that was the best roster we had on defense, and we would have, you know what I'm saying, we the best defense in the league. And then I feel like right now with our guys, the way we're working with together, you know, we got the guys to be great, but we have to consistently do it each and every week. So, you know, I feel like we've been, you know, pretty good so far, and I think we can get a lot better.
Is there a big difference in the way defenses run? Last year you played a lot in the box as sort of that dime or nickel inside linebacker, and Joe seems to prefer two inside linebackers on the field a good portion of the time. Is there a reason, as far as you can tell, schematically why that works better, or philosophically why that might work better? Or is it just something you might prefer?
It's both. It's personnel. It's the personnel of the other teams we're playing, the certain teams we're playing. If we're playing a team that plays, a certain personnel a lot, then we have to match that. Other things is our personnel, who we want on the field at the time. And, I think we dictated that a lot. I think Coach likes to dictate, who we put on the field. So I think a lot of that is different. And then as far as me, like, going different places, I'm just wherever you want me to play, I feel comfortable playing both spots. And, and it might depend on the different game, whether, I like playing this spot or that spot. So, and I think we're versatile on the back end that, we can be able to do that.